with people in the future, et cetera, or send it out. So PLAD, so a little bit of a history, okay, a little bit of background. You know, I started in real estate about 20 years ago. My name is Eli Ruimi, CEO, co-founder of this company, PLAD, and I started in doing vacation rentals. So my business was focused first in the vacation rental business, as you can see here on my screen. Is everyone seeing my screen? Yes? Okay. So the vacation rental business, doing short-term property management. And then in about 10 years ago, I got into manufacturing. So I built this factory in Shandong, and it's a 250,000 square foot facility. And I built the glove, you know, we built a glove brand, a nitrile glove brand called Nitrilium. And so this is how we got started and set up in overseas in Asia. And so we obviously had to open up a Chinese corporation. We have some Chinese partners. And this enabled us to really get into the market, in the US market, and fulfill and help, you know, state and federal government contracts for the medical space, okay? So once COVID hit, we realized our vacation rentals became illegal. And we had to come up with a solution and a plan in order to make, to have vacation rentals scalable. And the property, you know, at first, my business became illegal and people could not rent out and do Airbnbs with their properties. It was illegal in the state of Florida during COVID. So we, you know, we also decided that, you know, the real estate market also went extremely high in the South Florida. Properties doubled. And so we had to, you know, at that time, I had sold a lot of my vacation rental properties. And I said to myself, how do I now accumulate or build or get more properties? You know, I'm not going to do the 1031 exchange because I actually, you know, I consider that the 1031 scam change, because people, what you're doing is you're forced to sell your property. You're selling your property and you're forced to use that money and spend it again on more real estate within 90 days, only making you buy again at the peak of the market. You know, the whole idea of buying low, sell high doesn't make sense with the 1031 exchange. So we decided and said, you know what, we help government, we have to, let's reach out to our government and ask if they need housing. Let's come up with a solution for housing. And this is where we went ahead and created PLAD. Now, PLAD is a company that manufactures all of its components, plumbing, electrical, welding, all overseas. We bring in all of our products into the United States ready to assemble. So we have semi-prefabricated models, and we have also models that are completely prefabricated. The idea is that the homes are all made of steel, and so they are better and longer lasting than wood and concrete. And we'll get into that in a moment. The idea is to create sustainable living, economic growth, and affordable housing solutions where we can actually manage and find a way to bring in housing into the U.S. market at a tenth of the price for, you know, not a tenth of the speed, not a tenth of the price, I wish, but a tenth of the speed. And we can also build at a quarter of the price, building more rapidly. And our factory, because we bought a steel production line of steel, we're able to have a production line that can facilitate up to 160,000 square feet a month of housing. That's equivalent to over 500 homes a month that can be built in our factory. We also have other solutions like solar and other off-grid solutions, but the idea is to create a turnkey solution that can be deployed fast and scalable, energy efficient. All of our building components are built according to the Florida Building Code of 2023, the American Society of Civil Engineers, the American Iron and Steel Institute, and ASTM International. We do testing with Intertech. A lot of our testing with Intertech is internationally recognized. So our products can be deployed and installed and approved anywhere in the United States and anywhere in also major parts of the world. We also work with Mythic Engineering and SGS, And these are some of the key features of our products. So just to tell you, first of all, just to go back to this, our products can be installed at the moment everywhere in the United States, everywhere in Florida. We have Florida engineered stamp plans, with the exception of right now at the moment of Miami-Dade and Broward, because they require high velocity hurricane zone testing, which we're doing right now and we hope to have done within the next 90 days. But again, our products are built to Miami-Dade standard and code. As you can see, we've got our soundproofing of over 60 decibels, snow loads, good for New York, Canada. We did just open an office in Ontario. Our shelf life is over 50 years tested, which means that you'll probably get over 100 years into your product. Anti-corrosion of 20 years, wind resistance of 185 miles per hour. Of course, when you hit your 20 years in your corrosion, you can always, something can always be maintained, just like you have to maintain concrete or wood. Your seismic resistance for, for earthquakes is grade 9, and a fire resistance of starting at half an hour. We do have fire resistance up to 60 minutes. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen, this is one of our models on the left. It's called the Omni. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen these Amazon tiny homes. All it is a luxury shed. And it's very important that all of you who've seen these, unfortunately, have created some very bad press for us, because when people see our prefab homes, they think of the model on the right. And let me tell you, there's some key differences in what these homes are. The first is the, if I can ask you to mute yourself, Lorianne, thank you so much. The first is the one on the left is 13,000 pounds. So it's over 10,000 pounds in weight of steel. On the right, the model you buy on Amazon for $20,000 or $30,000 is a weight of 2,000 pounds. That means that the smallest hurricane, okay, the minimum requirement in the state of Florida for a house to be hurricane grade and to sustain the hurricane, the lowest level in all of state of Florida is 120 miles per hour. This home has a wind load of 74 miles per hour. So I can assure you that the smallest hurricane, your luxury shed will fly out of your backyard and probably damage the neighbor's property, okay? In addition, our homes, 185 mile per hour wind loads. That's important because a lot of areas, especially near Miami, require 140, 150, or 160 mile per hour wind loads. The new code of Miami-Dade is now requiring 185. It went up from 180 to 185. Also, as you could see, the Amazon luxury shed only has a lifespan of 10 to 15 years, a sound insulation of less than 30 decibels. So you'll be able to hear your neighbors. You'll be able to hear, everybody that's outside, everything going on, traffic, etc. And so it's really made for storage. Okay, so these are some key differences. You have your financing. Let's talk about financing. This is why we're here. So it took us a lot of time to figure out exactly who we need to be working with and how it is that we have to develop our financing. The first most important thing was to understand what category do we fit in. So we are not container homes. Okay, that's very important because container homes are containers that are converted into homes. This is not what this is. This is steel modular. This is equivalent to a traditional build. So you've got, we are not manufactured homes, and we're not prefabricated homes, with the exception of the Omni, which is almost completely prefabricated. So we are considered steel modular. Steel modular has been around for over 120 years. The only difference is that we're importing the steel. Why are we importing the steel? Why hasn't anyone done this? Why aren't people commonly building steel modular in the United States? One of the main answers is because steel in the United States is more expensive than concrete, is more expensive than wood. So why would you build with the most expensive material when you could build cheaper, right? In China, in places like Asia, steel is actually cheaper than wood. So we decided, wait a second, hold on. If there's a commodity overseas that is cheaper, we have to bring it in. Now, that's for now. We have Trump. We love Trump, but Trump went ahead and increased the tariffs by 20% in the last couple weeks. So we have that challenge to face, but it's okay because our price per square foot is still very aggressive. We purchased the steel at less than $50 a square foot, allowing us to bring these homes to you at a very affordable price. So, Eduardo, why don't you tell us a little bit about the financing and how these are financed?
Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much for being here with us today. Basically, the Steel Modular's Ellie's product, okay, when Ellie initially came to us, we're a correspondent lender that has a very diverse lending platform. So we do residential, commercial, we fund correspondent loans ourselves on the conventional government side, as well as we have specialty products that deal with foreign national clients and commercial real estate. So when Andy came to us and said, well, I need a product that will be able to allow our clients to be able not only to finance these as maybe as part of maybe being a primary residence or a second home or a vacation home, but also investors. We want to make sure that investors can take part of investing in these type of properties, but at the same time be able to leverage themselves, have competitive financing available, so that not only can they buy the existing products already built, but buy product that's not built already. So be able to get construction loans for these specific types of properties when they're trying to invest in Ellie's product. So over the course of the past year and a half, we've come up with a variety of different options, very competitive options, to allow for all these types of clients to leverage, to take part of and the availability of financing. Now, specifically, Ellie's product, it's very open to the types of loans that we're able to offer. So with Ellie, with the type of homes that he's talking about here, we're able to do a traditional conventional loan if you're going to purchase. We're able to do a government loan. We're able to do a portfolio product, an investment loan, if you're looking to rent the properties. And we're able to do the construction. So the Steel Modular part helps us as well, because of the type of build, the type of construction allows us to underwrite in an easier way. So the underwrite's a lot easier than what you would do when you get manufacturing homes, for example, or RVs. Well, RVs is a completely different story that we don't take a look at the company, but this is actually treated exactly like a single family home or a residential product. But it is very flexible, in terms of getting the insurance to be able to insure them with competitive premiums so that people can qualify. To get, a construction loan approved, to be able to get the investor, ongoing financing for their different types of projects. So it's an amazing product that allows us as a lender to be able to help borrowers in many, many, many different ways. So, that's basically what we've been able to do for LE, set ourselves up to be able to help the buyers leverage and take advantage of diversifying into many different types of properties.
Amazing.
So that's basically.
All right, excellent. So
there was a question, if I may, Ellie, is that okay if I ask the question?
Yeah, we'll do questions at the end. I do see the questions on the chat. If everyone could stay muted, because we're going to try to catch up with. Yeah, so I'm going to go through the presentation, then we'll take all the questions at the end. And if I see your questions are relevant to what I'm touching upon, I'll get on it right away. So there was, so the concept about this is the speed of building, okay? The house you see here, the Omni, for example, we built this house in 4 hours. Okay, the entire house is completely prefabricated. We shipped 2 of these homes in one container, 40-foot container. Okay, the idea is that when we bring it to the property, we pulled it out of we forklifted out of the container. It folds open, and we can build this on any foundation. So any foundation that is unleveled, we don't need to level the foundation, making this a huge advantage over traditional builds, because you're going to save about half the price on your foundation costs. In addition to that, you could build on uneven surfaces because we have steel screw pilings. that these steel screw pilings go into the ground, they level the house. And because the house is made of steel, it's lighter weight than concrete. It can be built, it can be tied down and attached to steel screw pilings. You also have the option to put it on a concrete pad, which we could level with blocks, and that's one option right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run into I'm going to show you here one moment. One second here. I'm going to take a look, and you're going to see this is our stamp plans. Okay, our certified certifications, which talk about our wood loads, floor loads, dead loads, all this information that's needed. And usually you would take this information to your local developer builder. We actually certify builders to build these homes. So we can work with your builder, certify them in just a few days, and then they'll learn how to build our product. But these are our steel screw pilings, so you have an idea what it looks like and how it would get tied down to the home. So back to the model itself. Now, in terms of the shipping, we built, for example, this house here, the Omni. This is a good house that could be used for your backyard, Airbnbs. You could build a community out of them. We sell these starting for about $150,000 retail online. We sell them to the developer at about half of that. So with volume discount pricing. And so the idea is that you take this house, place it in your backyard. It could be a guest house. It could be an AD or accessory dwelling unit. Sometimes you're allowed to have up to 40% of the size of your house in your backyard. It could be good for affordable housing, government housing, or even luxury Airbnbs. We have one of these on our farm. We did a quick study. We put it on Airbnb. We had about 25 bookings at over $200 a night. And so we saw that it works and people love it. Very little maintenance because everything is made of steel. There is no sheetrock in our homes. All of our walls are made of bamboo fiberboard. I'm going to get into that in a moment. And in order to ship and in order to produce these, we actually produce 2 of these every single day. And our new factory production is going to be increasing that to about 10 a day. So that's about 60 a month right now that we could produce of these. And shipping, we usually, by the time you place your order, the product will be shipped within 2 weeks. And it's 36 days on the water, sea freight from our factory, and then another day or 2 to get it trucked to your location. And we can truck these in any location. So you have the option of rooftop deck, flat roof, pitched roof. This is the dimensions of what it looks like. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with kitchen. And when I talk about these homes, they come fully complete, ready to move in. The only thing you need to add are your movable furnitures like beds and sofas and TVs. So our floors are all made of SPC flooring, so it's all waterproof. Okay, we don't hold any. We don't have any no problems with leaks or buckling of laminated floors. Our walls, like I said, are all bamboo fiberboard. So when it comes to tenancy, there is little to no maintenance. It's very hard to get through bamboo fiberboard. And if it ever needs to be replaced, you could pop off that panel and replace it. You don't need to repaint the whole house, which is a huge benefit when it comes to and cost saving when it comes to maintenance. The exterior walls are all made of steel. You've got your metal board, you've got your steel strapping or steel framing, your metal conduits, and you've got more than a 1/4 inch of, again, this bamboo fiber board from the interior. And you have your PU foam that is in the walls that are giving you that insulation needed for winter and cold climates. We have this right now in Florida. We have them. They've been placed in cold climates like in Canada or New York, and they're made to sustain all the weather and all the conditions as well. This is an example of what the Omni looks like from the inside. Very sleek, very nice, very nice interior. We do have the option to upgrade the interiors using a license that we purchased from Sofia, and I'll get to that in a moment. The Aura series is our modular series that allows you to expand and go up to 3 stories. So this is more for multifamily projects and large luxury mansions and homes. The model I showed you earlier was the Eco One. It's a single home that is a single modular unit. So each module is 8 feet by 20 feet. And it's 160 square feet. Now imagine that we can stack them, put them together, or stack them upwards or sideways. Okay. I'm gonna show you what the this model right here on the right is the Eco 2 PR. It is 2 modular units side by side. And when they're put together, you have 160 square feet times 2, 320 square feet. You can actually view, you can see me going through this house on my YouTube channel. Go to PLAD Homes on YouTube, and you can watch all these models in live version. I'm just showing you the digital version. The Aura series is Eco 8, is 8 modules. So it's 8 times 160 square feet. We can always build in increments of 160 square feet. So Eco 40 is our biggest model yet. We're building this in Naples right now, which Eduardo and Kalb Advisors are financing. And the Eco 40 is a large size mansion. It could also be an 8-plex. It's a very large product. Just to give you a reference of idea, I sell this house to developers for under $1 million, and developers sell it to builders, and builders sell them to homeowners, and these $1 million homes end up going for about $2.5 million on the market. So there is a huge opportunity here for those that are in real estate to also sell land as pre-construction and benefit that way. Now, just to have a little walkthrough of one of our Eco 40 models. This is just the digital version. Since we are pulling permits right now at this location in Naples, we built a garage. And as you can see, the wall cladding could be any material. This area right here, I could put concrete. I could put a concrete cladding on my steel panels. I can have it glass. I can put wood paneling. I can even put stone. So in the case of we're building a synagogue in Bet Shemesh right now, it's actually arriving in the next few days. We already completely built it, and it's arriving. And we decided to put Jerusalem stone on the exterior. So the options are endless. All right. Now I'm going to keep going here. All right. Okay. So these are some ideas of floor plans. Now these are the different modules I told you we'll put together. All the plumbing comes already done in the foundation. This is the foundation. So it's done in our factory. All the electrical is done in here. Oh, I'm missing that slide. Okay. The electrical is done in the roof. Now, when we're putting these modules together, the concept is these are the modules. We prepare the foundation. We put our 4 corner posts. So these are the corner posts right here. Okay. And they're attached and bolted. We don't do any welding, plumbing, or electrical on site because everything is already done at our factory. We just have to bolt it together. So if you just need a handyman, a basic handyman that can put these homes together with our video instructions, making this a very scalable product and keeping the affordability intact. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, we do have off-grid solutions. Gray water treatment. This Hydroloop system recycles your water. You get 80% back of your water treatment. And so it's a good way to recycle water. We also do have an Israeli technology. We have it at our farm. You can see it, that will convert the moisture in the air into drinkable water. To produce water from just having this machine outside in areas that are very moist. And it filters it as well. This is an amazing technology called Fuji Clean. It's a Japanese technology. We became a distributor for this company. It's a septic tank that holds. In the septic tank, we have the ability to create it's self-sustainable wastewater treatment within it. And so what it does is it processes all the waste, and you could maintain it yourself every 3 years, and you can be in the middle of nowhere and utilize this technology. I just found out that there's certain areas in New York and in Tennessee that you could not build because you don't have access to utilities. Or you cannot build because you can't go into the ground because of limestone or other rock area, and you cannot put these, and you cannot have a septic tank. These could sit above ground. So with this technology, you can now tap into markets where there are areas that people are dumping their land or giving them super cheap, or you can even increase your existing density. If in your area they told you, oh, you can only build 1 home because of these areas that have a problem with septic, well, now you can maximize your density and you can benefit from using all the square footage in your land. Now, we also have solar panel systems, microgrids, all this fancy stuff. This is just a little side-by-side between our differences of our Omni and Aura. These are our C-top models. We partnered up with C-top Homes. C-top Homes has patented, and Aviel is one of our partners in this company. He has patented this technology to have a home sitting on a single pillar, great for areas that have been affected by a storm, unbuildable areas. You can literally create a Bali experience, in your local, ocean or area that you have, or even a lake. We could build these in the lake. So what we're doing in Naples is we're building one of these in the lake. So they can be built in any surfaces. It can even be built in wetlands, which again, another area that you can normally not build. So very unique product, a very unique experience. The future of this model is that the house will be able to elevate like an elevator, go upwards, go above the trees, and you will be able to have a magnificent view of above the trees of the ocean, of wherever it is that you're looking at. Or if you were in Hollywood, in my area, you can see the Hard Rock Casino, the Guitar Hotel, and then the ability for it to rotate 360 degrees as well. I'm going to jump in right now into interior design, and I'm going to wrap up in just a few minutes so we can take questions. We purchased a license from a company named Sofia. This company started in 1981, started off in France, rapidly grew to their operations and opened their stores globally, rapidly into 23 countries. Sofia is a company that is now holding 3 million square feet of manufacturing space. And what happened, and the reason why I partnered up with Sofia and we bought the license for the United States is because it was very important to me to be able to cater to developments. There were a lot of developers that were telling me, I want a custom house. I want a custom interior. I want high-end luxury. So we went ahead and we said, who are the guys making the stores for Louis Vuitton, for Fendi, for all those, who's building those big high-rises in New York City and internationally in Qatar, in Dubai, etc. And we discovered that Sofia was the company, originally by the name of Sogal in France. So we went ahead and teamed up with them, and I'll show you right now. So you can go visit their website at global.sofia.com. I'll post that in the chat, and I'm also going to post our website in the chat. But Sofia, basically, we can provide custom furnishing at more affordable than IKEA and extremely high end. So you have the option to visit their virtual showroom, and then you can see right here, you can click the whole house designs. You've got a plenty full of different designs, and we provide everything. So for example, when you decide to choose, let's say the Camo series, we would build your bedroom like this. You would have, even if you want the clothing included in the hangers, we got that. The chairs, the everything you see here, from the lighting to the flooring, everything you see here is included. All we need to do is get your floor plans. We have an amazing technology. I'm going to show you right now. So we have the ability for now to go into our if you take a look at this, we have a software that one of our designers could meet you at your location. You hit scan your room, and this is me scanning my office, and I'm literally just scanning the office, and the entire area and surface is being scanned and turned into a 3D and 2D floor plan. Okay, so this is, again, LiDAR technology, some pretty amazing technology that we purchased and also created and customized and did a bunch of things so that we can go ahead and work with designers to build your multifamily projects. And then when it's done, when the product is done, this is just a sample I did in my office. You get a floor plan delivered to you with an instance. You get a 3D floor plan. And as you see, you can even have a walkthrough and literally have your entire space in 3D. And our designers take this, integrate what you've chosen in Sofia, and create your dream project. So back to finishing our slide. So we offer basic floor plans. We do 3D renderings. We have an engineering department we can provide all the plans to you to give to your contractor and deliver it. And then here are some projects. This is our project at the farm where we have 2 of our Omnis for showcasing. On the bottom right corner, you can see the live version of what it looks like in the interior, how we designed it. We're also building in Naples. We're going to be doing a large showroom in Naples and selling some homes over there, where we're going to be displaying everything from our C-top to Eco to Aura units on 7.7 acres. So that concludes my presentation. I'm going to jump now into questions. All right, so if you could raise Eduardo, if okay, so I'm going to stop sharing right here. Okay, let's jump into questions. Let me open up the chat here. I appreciate everyone for joining. Okay, how many square feet is the Omni? The Omni is 460 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and is it's actually 480 square feet. The new model is 10-foot high ceilings and 480 square feet. So almost 500 square feet, but it feels like 600 square feet when you're inside. Any other questions? You can raise your hand up. Should be a little button to raise up your hand. How much does it cost? All right, Chaim, thanks for the question. So again, for our Omnis, which is the 2-bedroom, 1 bath that gets built in 4 hours, we sell that on our website. If you want, I'll navigate you on here. Okay, you should be able to see my website. Do you see my website? Yes. Okay. So you can go to PLADhomes.com. You can go and configure, and you can build your home. The idea is to become the Tesla of homes. And here you can literally build your house instantly online and move you right into financing if you wish, or you could pay cash. Add the various options, choose the different interior colors that you like, and with a $500 deposit, purchase this house. So this particular model, I sell, as you could see, starting at $139,500, but that's retail. If you purchase, typically it's 25 or more, or if you're buying through a builder, if a builder signs up with us and we sell to the builder, this model will start at about 75,000 or less, depending on the volume, right? So, and then our other series, the Aura series, which is stackable up to 3 stories, and could be built. Here, I'll show you I'll show you the Aura series. Just a moment. Show you the Eco 8 as well. So, like for example, this model here, we made it look kind of like a barn style because we put that pitched roof, but you can put a flat roof. You could change the colors. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So this house we sell in the retail market for about $350,000 for a 8-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1280 square feet. We wholesale this at about $125 per square foot, which is about $150,000 when we sell to developers and builders. Okay. See, and then in the meantime, while we have, how long does it take to build after delivery? So it takes 3 workers, 1 day to build 160 square feet. Okay, so do the math. 3 workers, 1 day, 160 square feet. So if you have a 500 square foot home, it'll take you 3 days with 3 workers. You have a 1,000 square foot home, it'll take you 6 days with 3 workers, or 3 days with 6 workers. So the calculation is simple. 160 square feet is 3 workers, 1 day. All right, so if you have any other questions, you could post them in the chat. While if anybody has, Eduardo, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, Ellie, I just wanted to mention rates.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what the interest rates are, because everyone's wondering, oh my God, is this thing going to cost me 20%?
Okay, so basically, if you're going to occupy the property or it's a second home, you're looking at rates in the mid-60s for a 30-year fixed mortgage, or high 5s for a 15-year fixed mortgage. Now, if you're gonna treat the property as investment and you're gonna rent them out, then the rates vary from 6.75 to 8%. Now, if you're gonna build the units, then we do what we call a construction to permanent loan. The construction piece is an interest-only loan for anywhere between 9 and 11%, and then we switch it to a permanent loan on a 30-year fixed with a rate of around a 7.5. So you do get, as competitive loans as you normally get in your conventional, traditional products, but you also have the ability to get a construction loan for 12 months to be able to invest, build it yourself, and then change it to a permanent loan directly right after you finish construction. So basically, that's the range of rates that you would see within all these homes that at least.
And what if somebody has a bad, has no credit rating or terrible credit?
So-
But he owns his home. Can he get a line of credit or HELOC against his house in order to pay for something like this in his backyard?
Normally, we let you know what you need to do in order to either get a credit score, improve your credit score, or use what we call non-traditional trade lines, which means that you can, give me a copy of your payment for your 12 months utility bills, for example, and I'll count that as a trade line and structure your loan so that you can get a 30-year fixed mortgage at a competitive rate so that you can put one of these in your backyard and be able to rent them out. So there are different things that we could do to be able to set your profile up to be able to get these types of loans. Now, we also have what we call private equity. You're putting down 30 or 40% down on one of these units, then we can use private equity on a fund that we have. And that gets you, the flexibility of not having to have any trade, not having to have any credit score. So we do those. Now, we prefer to give you a very competitive rate and be able to work with you for a couple of weeks and let you know what we need to do to set, to improve the terms and conditions of what you would be able to get.
Amazing, excellent. And so we have a couple questions here. So once you place your order is generally complete within 2 weeks, if not less, and then shipped out. And then it takes 36 days to send your order to your closest port, like Miami Port, for example, and then 1 to 2 days to truck it to your location. So figure that from the time you order, you're looking at about 45 days in a good case, maybe 60 days in the worst case for the product to arrive to your door. Loan options for developers. Eduardo, can you talk about how financing would be done for a developer who wants to buy a piece of land? I know you mentioned the option of being able to finance the land as well as the construction loan. So somebody who has a development, what's the process for them quickly, how to finance a development project using PLAD
It's very fast. Loans for developers, the construction part, we finance both the purchase of the land as well as the construction of the homes. So we'll basically on domestic borrowers where the developer is a U.S. resident or citizen, we would be able to go up to as high as 90% loan to cost. Meaning that if let's say that you have a project of, $1 million and you've already, put in $100,000 for the lot, we would be able to finance 100% of the construction. That's our best case if you're a domestic borrower with a credit score of above a 740. Now, if you're an international developer looking to do these types of products in the United States, we would be able to finance up to 85% of the loan to cost. That's our best case. You don't have to have any established credit score in the United States, but you do have to have certain amount of experience to be able to get these types of loans. So the more experience that you have, the better terms we're going to be able to get. How long does it take? It takes no more than a week to get a formal term sheet from us, as long as we have all the information the key there is to get the information. Get me a copy of the budget, get me a copy of all the documentation that I need to do that, prepare that pre-approval and give you a term sheet. Now, from that moment on to closing takes between 2 and 4 weeks.
Right, which again, Kalb has made it now, has finally dived into technology and created an online dashboard where you can go ahead and upload all your documents step by step. It asks you what they need, the experience, the tax returns, etc. And they'll even coordinate with your accountant if needed to, gather those documents. If if you're not an accounting guy and you need they'll speak with your accounting, get all the files you need in order to get you qualified with what's needed to get funded. So the experience is great over there. Eduardo, what is the key difference between, would you say, between a traditional finance and financing steel modular?
Well, it's an easier finance. Believe it or not, really, the steel, the steel part of the structure of how they're built makes financing easier, just because of the way they're built, the way that insurance companies look at these types of properties. They have the best of every type of financing available, just because of the way that they're built. The safety issues, the flexibility, the longevity, how long these, the type of hurricane protection that they have, they're all up to code, all up to standard. Underwriting guidelines, they meet the underwriting guidelines of the toughest underwriting guidelines of every lender out there. So it makes our lives a lot easier in terms of being able to offer you a product that best fits for you. Because it really is just basically looking at the credit profile for the borrower, because the property itself, it's easy to finance the property. You just have to take a look at the profile for the client, the specific client, to be able to offer you the good product.
Amazing. So basically, what I'm understanding is certain things like, for example, concrete. I think concrete, you have the problem of cracking, right? You have settling. You have to settle you have settling. You have to reinforce the foundation after a certain number of years. We don't have this problem with steel.
Right.
And then your upkeeping, your maintenance, right? So basically, the ability for lower maintenance, like you said, like you mentioned, longevity, which are all important key factors. And so, and then one important thing is when you're financing, Eduardo, a project or a build out, and you're financing a vertical build, I'm sure that you're always worried that the project's going to stop because they can't find skilled labor, or they can't find the right contractors, or the skilled people needed to put this together, the electricians, the plumbers, whatever it is. If you know, Eduardo, that they can purchase a PLAD product, and it's all the difficult stuff is done over offsite, right? And when they're purchasing, and it's just a matter of like Lego putting it together, is that something that makes you feel much better when it comes to your lending?
The approvals are easy. The approvals are easier because you don't have to worry about the lender when they see a clear path to finishing construction from start to finish, then that makes underwriting a lot easier, because it gives you a lot of support in order to get these loans approved faster. So that's basically what the product does for you. It speeds up underwriting because there's less risk associated with the build. And that's basically what we see there. That's why we're so excited to do these types of loans with you, because they're easier for us to do. And it's easier to get the loan. Definitely an easier underwrite.
Amazing. Eduardo, one last question. Today, I'm sure you're seeing that there's a huge issue where even if you could finance a home for someone, they cannot get insured. They can't get insured because maybe the roof, it's shingles, it's time to replace the roof and it's too much money. Or maybe the property will never sustain the hurricanes and the water issues and flooding and everything, elevation issues and all that. So does this give you a sense of relief that now you've got an option where all of our homes are made of steel roofs, made to last for 100 years? So tell me how that would make your job.
As I said, longevity is key. So let's say even if you resell the home after 5 or 10 years, you're still going to get an easier underwrite, because once we do the appraisals for these properties, normally if you have a normal home, after 5 or 6 or 10 years, you're going to have look at the 4-point inspection, look at whether the thing is leaking or whether it has cracks, or all that. You're eliminating that portion of potential risk and cost associated with your property when you use these types of properties. So again, the insurance factor in Florida is key, because of everything that we know that has happened, Premiums has shot up really incredibly high. It's harder to qualify with a higher premium. It's
Right.
harder to get insurance when your roof has a leak
Right.
or has the potential to leak. So yeah, from that standpoint, definitely you eliminate a portion of the risk completely, at least for the very beginning. Definitely.
Amazing. So what you're saying, Eduardo, what I'm understanding is that a home made of steel has a much better future resale, opportunity. Your resale opportunities are huge, because if you ever want to sell your home in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not going to have to deal with these, expiring roofs and expiring, foundation issues and structural issues and things that when you're doing your 4-point mitigation or your insurance inspection, that they come back and say, here, you got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix your home before you can even sell it, or before we'll even be able to get a mortgage on the next buyer that's going to come to purchase the home. That's what I understand.
I think that's a lot of the future is going that way. Really,
Right.
the trend is that you're able to do a construction or buy a property where you're going to have less maintenance, you're going to have less risk, you're going to be able to get a loan faster, quicker, easier. So definitely, I think that's a trend that will continue to grow in the future. I don't see any other way.
Amazing.
It's more flexible, faster, more efficient. Definitely.
Incredible. So I think that wraps up our webinar. Eduardo, thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate it. We've got some of our team members here as well. We really appreciate it. So it's always a pleasure. And
Thank
if
you for
there's any other questions, you guys could reach out. Very easy. You could visit our website, PLADhomes.com. You can go to KalbAdvisors.com. You can reach out to Eduardo or myself on our website, fill out our form, and keep informed. Also, we do have also a WhatsApp channel. So if you visit our website, send us an email, we can add you to the channel. I think you may be able to search it on WhatsApp, search PLAD Homes, and you'll be able to join it, so that any updates that we have, any new models we come up with, anything that is new in your area, you'll be informed about it. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.